The second selection, religions were made and souls were crushed. Blue Lock versus Japan U20, the game with insurmountable stakes and where we witnessed the birth of someone with the ability to change Japan's football. In this video, I will be comparing two of Blue Lock's greatest arcs. In this video, I'll be comparing the second selection arc and the Blue Lock 11 versus Japan U20 arc by 7 categories. Importance, meaning its value in the story. Emotions, meaning being what emotions were displayed in the arcs. Storytelling, basically the plot or what happened in the plot. Variety, as in how different each goal was or the abilities shown or where someone had shined. Well, characters, which in, well, basically characters that were introduced to us in the arc and what they had did or what impact they had made. Moments, where it's key moments that defined a character or moments that just shook me. And last but not least, what the arc had taught me. Importance. The second selection is the arc that really set the tone of Blue Lock. All of the devouring and ego stuff, yeah, this was the arc that birthed all of that. And almost every major character here had almost, if not hit rock bottom and had to claw their way back to the top. The Blue Lock 11 vs Japan U20 game was the game to see who would be the striker to change Japanese football forever, and also, if Blue Lock had lost this game, the manga would have ended right there. So for importance, the Blue Lock 11 vs Japan U20 arc takes the first point. Second selection arc. There was sadness with Naruhaya losing in the 2v2 where it was him and Baro versus Isagi and Nagi, and he had got eliminated from Blue Lock when he was there to support his family after both of his parents had died. We have despair, with Baro not being the king or the main actor anymore, but also gave us hype with this reemergence. Loneliness, where Isagi had left Bashi behind when him and Rin was going head to head. The U20 arc only gave us disgust with Rin having to break himself into pieces after Blue Lock wasn't letting him lose to his brother alone, and happiness with Blue Lock earning a hard-earned, well-deserved victory. So to me, the second selection arc evens the score 1-1. Blue Lock vs Japan U20 arc gave us the reason Aiku became a defender and Rin's backstory, explaining why Rin was playing football the way he was and how Sei, his brother, had abandoned their dream. In the second selection, there's Baro's downfall with his reemergence, Naruhaya and his backstory, Bachita's backstory, the parallel between Isagi and Rin, the mechanism of luck, Isagi having to rebuild himself. Yeah, it's just safe to say that storytelling kind of goes to the second selection. What is variety? Variety is the quality or state being different or diverse, the absence of uniformity, sameness, or monotony. In the second selection arc, I feel as if the variety was only Tokimitsu with him being all around muscle freak while having unlimited stamina, Aryu using his reach to his advantage, and probably Naruto with his off-ball movements. Other than that, U20 arc clears it by having a superb goalkeeper in Gagamaru blocking not one, not two, but 3 different shots, 4 different defenders with different types of strengths, hell, even a defender who reached flow. We had a bicycle goal, a clash between someone who destroys beautifully and someone who destroys hideously with Sei and his brother Rin. Someone other than Bachita who was able to out-dribble the U20 team, and it wasn't just strikers who made plays. The Blue Lock 11 vs Japan U20 arc evens the score 2-2. In the second selection arc, we had the introduction of Aryu, Tokimitsu, and Shido, with Aryu and Tokimitsu being the number 2 and 3 in Blue Lock in this arc, and Shido being introduced late but demolished Ryo and Kunigami, definitely having one of the best introductions so far in the manga. On the other hand, for the U20 arc, there was the introduction of Sei. Now I know he was one of the first characters introduced in the story, appearing in chapter 4 of the manga, but this is the first time we have actually seen him play, and with him being announced as the Prodigy of Japan, one of the new generation World 11, and being the brother of Itoshi Rin, his hype was well deserved and boy did it deliver. There was also Aiku, who was introduced as a 19-year-old defender who had gotten an offer to play for a Serie A Italian team, and the U20 team was fully centered around him, and he carried them in the game in my opinion. There is also the Iron Quartet, which was a good concept, but aside from Aiku, neither of them really did anything else really after their introduction. Like, to me, the only problem with the introduction of characters in this arc was that it was just Sei, Shido, and Aiku versus Blue Lock. Like, that's how bad they were after they were introduced. and then they got packed up by Ring. I have the U20 arc over the second selection arc because aside from Shido, Aryu and Tokimitsu really aren't all of that, while Sei lived up to the hype, and Aiko had definitely left a mark on the Blue Lock community. This category is about moments that simply just stood out to me. Second selection arc, we had Baro's awakening, Bachida's awakening, we saw Rin beat Isagi by literal luck, and we saw Isagi becoming an absolute dog in this arc. But, well, you know, in the 20 arc, we have Aiku's flow and how he stopped Blue Lock by himself, Baro bull rushing the Japan U20 team and evening the game, Bachida's monster trance, Sei changing gears, Rin's flow and how he dismantled the U20 defenders, Shido's super goal, Gagamaru with the most impressive block in the entire manga, Sei versus Rin, Nagi with one of the most creative goals we've ever seen, and Isagi scoring the most important goal of the manga so far. Yeah. Do I even have to say which one this goes to? Last topic for the video, what each arc had taught us. The U20 arc showed us what a personal vendetta can really do to a person. Seeing Rin completely throw the Blue Lock team off course after awakening due to feeling disgusted that Blue Lock wouldn't let him lose to his brother by himself. Do not let your personal vendetta interfere with anything. To me, it shows your biggest weaknesses because you're letting that vendetta mess up something for the greater good. Now, for the second selection, first we have Baro. He was a classic narcissistic character who desperately needed to be humble. Guys, there will always be someone or something that's better than you, and if you don't think so, you need the Isagi treatment. Second, there's Bachida. Bachida, at this point of the story, was playing soccer to find someone. A lonely soccer. A soccer to escape reality. I think you can compare this to relationships because of how a lot of people date people just because they're lonely. Look, whatever you do, do not do something just because there's no one else. It gets lonely at the top. Third lesson for me had came from Isagi. Isagi was almost knocked out of Blue Lock when he had lost the 3v3 and the 2v2 was a close match, but he had came all the way back and passed the second selection by adapting to the situation that was given to him. Nutter High's off-ball movements, identifying the way Rin's vision works, stopping Bachida from scoring during his awakening, using Baro to his advantage. It is times like this that just proves that if you can just adapt to the situation and gain off of it, you'll succeed. Always adapt or you'll fall off, I guess. So as for lessons or what it taught us, to me, the second selection has it. If you guys enjoyed this video, please like, share, comment, subscribe, and tell me which one you would prefer, the Blue Lock 11 vs Japan U20 arc or the second selection arc. Anyway, without further ado, I will see you guys later.